Well met, fellow travelers. I'm Anna. This is my log, and we are on analog. I am going to be talking to you today about the time I went to the library with my eyes bigger than my stomach, as it were. A little backstory. I was really excited about the recently completed historical romance readathon, put on by Jessup Peacelove Books and others. And at first, I was just going to read books off my Kindle TBR Kindle that I had 50% or more that were just hanging there. But then the libraries where we live in New York's capital region opened, and of course, I had to go to the library. And of course, there are tons of books that I haven't seen yet. So I figured, well, why not? I'll get some new releases, and I'll bring them home, and I'll read them for the readathon. Spoiler alert, I didn't read them for the readathon. I did read for the readathon, but nothing from that haul at all. And then we went to a different library because we have a great library system here. And I got more books, and that's only the physical books because I also have Kindle Unlimited, which I love, Overdrive library app, which I love, Audible Plus, which I love, and all of a sudden there were so many books I couldn't read any of them. So I asked myself, how would you feel if you just cleared the deck, sent them all back, except for the ones you really want to read right now, and then get whatever you want later? And my first answer was relieved. So that's basically what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you the physical library books I got from my two different runs and let you know how I decided what I'm going to read now and what I'm going to read later. Okay? First is The Scoundrel in Her Bed by Lorraine Heath. This is number 3 in her Sins for All Seasons series. I have read the first 2 already, and I really like them, so I definitely want to finish it. And I really like Lorraine Heath's writing. This is my first exposure to her. However, this one gets a trigger warning because as I read the first chapters of all of these, it looks like there may be separation from an animal companion in this book. If you know whether or not that happens, let me know down in the comments. I'm not able to deal with that right now. So that's going to go to the library bag so that I can read it later. Put it back. Okay. Next one. We have This Earl of Mine by Kate Bateman. It is the first in her Bow Street Bachelor series. I've been curious about reading Kate Bateman, who also writes as K.C. Bateman. I haven't read her under that name either, but we're going to fix that. This one has one of my absolute auto-buy keywords, and that is Newgate, because our heroine, even though this is a Regency era, is going to Newgate to pick a husband so that she can be married and then widowed because her husband's on their equivalent of death row, and go on with her married life. Only he's not. He's really basically a secret agent undercover, and he's not dying soon. And I really like that. It looks like a quick read. It is only 319 pages. But did I read it in all the time I've had it from the library? No, I did not. But I will read it later. The next one we've got is The Heiress Hunt by Joanna Shupe. And as you can see, there's a bookmark in here. It's a plain bookmark. It's just not cardstock. Scrap. And this is the first in her Fifth Avenue Rebel series. The action starts in Newport. I am a sucker for Gilded Age, so I'm definitely reading this, and I've read Joanna Shupe before. I've read her first 1 or 2 series, I think. I like them a lot. I'm not sure how everything interconnects, but I'm very happy to read this. I'm interested in the setups for the next books, so this one is going to staying with me. Okay. see, I've got my pile here. I should have curated it better. Okay, yeah. Okay. Next one. Minerva Spencer, Notorious. I don't know if she says what series, but it's first in a new series. However, and I'm going to get into a pet peeve here. If a series branches off from a different series, please, please, please make that abundantly clear. Abundantly, redundantly clear. Because if it's a series, I must read it in order. So if it's multiple series, I must read it in chronological order, and otherwise I'm just going to get very testy. And while this is the first of its series, there's a mention of a couple things make me think it might be tied to her first series. I don't recall the name of that. But I read the first book in that, and I adored it, and I can't wait to read that series. So as much as I want to read this, and it's a gorgeous blush pink cover, but let's talk about the cover for a second. I am not a big fan of this cover. It's beautiful pink. Love pink. I love the cherry blossoms. But this silhouette here looks like a Victorian woman. And this is a Regency, unless I'm remembering wrong. Does it say at the beginning? I think it says at the beginning. Yeah, 1817. So this dress would be 50 years or so in the future. And no, that bothers me. This is the first series that I need to go back and finish. Because I love the first book, and I can't wait to read the others. So as much as I would love to read this right now, I'm going to go back and read that series first, and then I will read this one later. Okay. Next book. This is Everlasting by Kathleen E. Woodiwiss. Kathleen E. Woodiwiss is the author of The Flame and the Flower, commonly considered the first historical genre romance as we know it. And this is her very last novel. After she passed away, I'm not sure how much of it she had finished. I'm sure there's an afterword or something by her son saying where she was in the process and who helped. But this is a medieval, and I love The Wolf and the Dove, which was her first medieval. And I am super excited to read it, and I know absolutely nothing about it, except that I've tried to read it a few times, and I've never been able to pick it up again because it's the last one. But I've finally gone over, and I'm doing it. It's staying. Next book. This one pains me. It pains me greatly. However, this is a 14-day book. So was Notorious. And this is Wild Rain by Beverly Jenkins. Can you appreciate this cover? I certainly can. This has my #1 favorite Western trope, and that is snowed in with a stranger. I am a simp for that. I will read anything with that. If it's Christmas, even better. This is not Christmas, but it's fabulous. Our hero is a journalist, which I really don't have a good time with journalist books, but apparently his real passion is carpentry, so I am very interested in that. I love our heroine, who is, her name is Spring. She is living on her own and doesn't expect to ever marry, and she's tough, and she's a survivor, and I have absolutely no idea why she was kicked out of her family, because this is part of, as best I can tell, 2 different series that are interrelated, and I need to go to the author's website, find a chronological listing, start at the beginning, and just go right all the way through, because Beverly Jenkins is a legend. She's amazing. You should read her. I can't wait to read this, but since it is a brand new book with a 14-day thing, I'm going to wait. Okay, next book. This is our last one. Last one in the physical books, and if you're interested in seeing my version of this on the ebooks, drop a comment down below, and I will do that. Okay, this one has been gnawing at me for quite a while. I need me some old school. And Kathleen Woodward's the OG historical romance writer. But my first historical romance was the late, the great, the incomparable Bertrice Small. Woo! This is Bianca. This is the first in her Silk Merchant's Daughter series. This was her last series that she ever wrote. She did complete her final book, Serena. Her son is working on getting that out. I know nothing about it, just a fan. But this wasn't the book I went to the library for. I actually wanted to see if I could find my favorite book, Skye O'Malley, in the library. I do have 2 free copies of Skye O'Malley, the original and the photo cover, but they are in storage because we are not yet fully moved into our apartment, and the bookcases aren't set up yet. So that's still a little itchy that all my historicals are in storage. So went to the library, hoping I could find Skye O'Malley and just indulge, but it wasn't there, and they did have a few other Bertrices. And then, well, if I couldn't find Skye O'Malley, I wanted to read Rosamund. But you have to read Rosamund and its immediate sequel together, my opinion, to enjoy it, because they're both got the same heroine. They didn't have the second book in, and I didn't want to wait or look around, so I decided I'm only going to look at what's a standalone or a first in series that is not a 2-parter, and Bianca fit that bill. Also, I've only read it twice, I think, and it also takes place in Italy, and I want to say Northern Africa. Yeah, because the hero is an Arab prince, or an Ottoman prince, or close to, and if you've read the Khadin, which is my first Bertrice ever, then you'll know there's some Easter eggs in here. And I really, really, really like Jude. I want to reconnect with that, so that is staying. And that's it for this haul. I'm not exactly sure what all I'm going to do about talking about these books. Again, the ones that are staying are Joanna Shoup, The Heiress Hunt. Oh, this is also Childhood Friends to Lovers, Love. Kind of a second chance at love, Love. Very much looking forward to this. Bianca by Bertrice Small. And Everlasting by Kathleen E. Woodward. And I'm not allowed to pick up any new books from the library until I read these 3. So, hopefully we will get some reviews of that either here or at Read Under Romance, maybe both. And the other ones, I'm not saying no to them. I'm just saying I will read them later. So, have you ever bitten off more than you can chew on a library or bookstore run? How did you handle it? How would you recommend somebody else handle it? Has this never happened to you? Do you know how any of those books that I am putting on the later pile for, do you know a reason why I should move them up or down on my list? Drop it in the comments. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.